Hello there. Welcome to video 158 from Sumit Academy. I do hope that you have subscribed to my channel. Do subscribe now so that you do not miss out on my previous or future videos. And do remember to like and share this video too. To make your task a little easier, here is a complete list of all the 158 videos available on my YouTube channel. The list is divided into the playlists under which they are available. Do have a look. In this video, we shall study the Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana, launched in September 2017. This is a scheme to ensure electrification of all willing households in the country in rural as well as urban areas. Access to electricity definitely has a positive impact on the quality of life of people in all aspects of daily household chores and human development. The objective of the scheme is to provide energy access to all by last mile connectivity and electricity connections to all remaining unelectrified households in rural as well as urban areas to achieve universal household electrification in the country. The electricity connection to households include release of electricity connections by drawing a service cable from the nearest pole to the household premise, installation of energy meter, wiring for a single light point with LED bulb, and a mobile charging point. In case the electricity pole is not available nearby from household for drawing service cable, the erection of additional pole along with conductor and associated accessories shall also be covered under the scheme. Access to electricity would substitute use of kerosene for lighting purposes, resulting in reduction in indoor pollution, thereby saving people from health hazards. Electricity access would help in establishing efficient and modern health services in all parts of the country. Lighting after sunset also provides a sense of enhanced personal safety especially for women, and increase in post-sunset social as well as economic activities. Availability of electricity will boost education services across all areas, and quality lighting post sunset would facilitate children to spend more time on studies and move ahead in their prospective careers. Household electrification also increases the likelihood that women would study and earn income. The beneficiaries for free electricity connections would be identified using socio-economic and caste census 2011 data. However, unelectrified households not covered under this data would also be provided electricity connections under the scheme on payment of rupees 500, which shall be recovered by the discoms in 10 installments through the electricity bill. For easy and accelerated implementation of the scheme, it was planned that household survey would be carried out by using a mobile app. Beneficiaries shall be identified and their application for electricity connection, along with applicant photograph and identity proof, shall be registered on the spot. The Gram Panchayat and the public institutions in the rural areas may be authorized to collect application forms along with complete documentation, distribute bills, and collect revenue in consultation with the Panchayati Raj institutions and urban local bodies. The Rural Electrification Corporation Limited will remain the nodal agency for the operationalization of the scheme throughout the country. The expected outcome of the scheme was the environmental upgradation by substitution of kerosene for lighting purposes, improvement of education services, better health services, enhanced connectivity through radio, television, and mobiles, increased economic activities and jobs, and an improved quality of life, especially for the hard-working women. So, what all is included in the last mile connectivity and electricity connection to households? Well, the electricity connection to households include release of electricity connections by drawing a service cable from the nearest electricity pole to the household premise and installation of energy meter. It also includes wiring for a single light point with LED bulb and a mobile charging point. In case the electricity pole is not available nearby from household for drawing service cable, the erection of additional pole along with conductor and associated accessories shall also be covered under the scheme. However, there is no provision in the scheme to provide free power to any category of consumers. The cost of electricity consumption shall have to be paid by the respective consumers as per the prevailing tariff of the DISCOM or the power department. An earlier program of the Government of India called the 24/7 Power for All had a similar objective. It was a joint initiative with the states covering all segments of the power sector, that is power generation, transmission and distribution, energy efficiency, and action plan to ensure 24/7 power for all in consultation with the states and the union territories. Power for all includes various interventions required across the value chain of power sector. Providing connectivity to all households is a prerequisite to ensure 24/7 power supply. The Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana is a schematic support to address the issue of energy access. In addition to these, the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana, the DDUGJY, envisages creation of basic electricity infrastructure in villages and habitations, strengthening and augmentation of existing infrastructure, metering of existing feeders, distribution transformers, consumers to improve quality and reliability of power supply in rural areas. Besides this, last mile connectivity and free electricity connections are also provided to BPL households as identified by the states as per their list. However, in villages which were electrified in the past, many households do not have electricity connections for many reasons. Some of the really poor households do not have BPL cards, but these households are not capable of paying applicable initial connection charges. There is also lack of awareness as to how to get the connection. Taking a connection is not an easy task for illiterate people. There may not be electricity poles nearby, and the cost of erection of additional pole or a conductor was also chargeable previously from the households for obtaining a connection. Similarly, in urban areas, Integrated Power Development Scheme, the IPDS, provides for creation of necessary infrastructure to provide electricity access. But some households are not yet connected, mainly on account of their economic condition, as they are not capable of paying the initial connection charges. Therefore, this scheme has been launched to plug such gaps and comprehensively address the issues of entry barrier, last minute connectivity, and release of electricity connections to all unelectrified households in rural and urban areas. Considering an average load of 1 kilowatt per household and average uses of load for 8 hours in a day, there will be a requirement of additional power of about 28,000 megawatts and additional energy of about 80,000 million units per annum. Now, this is a dynamic figure. With the enhancement of income and habit of using electricity, the demand of electricity is bound to vary. This figure will also vary if the assumptions are changed. So, what is the provision for households where it is not feasible to extend grid lines? Now, for households located in remote and inaccessible areas, solar power packs of 200 to 300 watt and battery backups with 5 LED light, 1 DC fan, 1 DC power plug, along with repair and maintenance of 5 years would be provided. At the time the scheme was launched, there were about 4 crore unelectrified households estimated in the country, of which about 1 crore BPL households in rural areas were already covered under sanctioned projects of the DDUGJY. Thus, a total of 300 lakh households 250 lakh households in rural areas and 50 lakh in urban areas were to be covered under the scheme. An important part of the scheme was that illegal connections would be dealt with by the respective discoms or the power departments in accordance with the rules, regulations in this regard. The scheme categorically provides that the defaulters whose connections have been disconnected shall not be given benefit of the scheme. Well, that's all from me in this video. This video is based on the information freely available on the internet. No originality is claimed for the same. The intention of this video is only to prepare candidates for answering examination questions on the subject and not for any financial gains. Once again, do like and share this video and do subscribe to my channel now so that you do not miss out on my previous or future videos. Till later then, cheerio.